Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off today's presentation with a focus on the ball poem. This is our first slide, so I want to warmly welcome you all and give you a quick idea of what we'll be exploring. We'll dive into the themes and insights of this poem, and I'll guide you through its meaning and significance. So, let's get started and enjoy the journey together. Now, moving on to slide 2, let's delve into the explanation of the ball's loss. This moment is crucial because it highlights how possessions can sometimes be fleeting and how losing something we value can teach us important lessons. When the boy loses his ball, it isn't just about missing an object. It's about experiencing a sense of loss and disappointment. This event sets the stage for understanding how attachment to possessions can affect our emotions and perspectives. It also invites us to reflect on how we handle loss in our own lives and what we can learn from such experiences. Remember, this isn't just about losing a ball, it's about discovering the deeper life lessons that come with letting go. Now let's take a closer look at this lively scene. Imagine a boy jumping up and down with excitement, his energy really coming through as he moves around. Bouncing is a word that captures that lively, repeated up and down motion, much like what he's doing. You can see how cheerful he looks, full of happiness and joy. Merrily is a great way to describe his mood. He's bouncing along happily, without a care in the world. The word merrily emphasizes that sense of carefree joy. In the context of the story, we see that the ball is bouncing down the street, going merrily along its way. But then, suddenly, it bounces over and ends up in the water. This sets up the situation where the boy has now lost his ball, and we can imagine his feelings of surprise or concern. So this slide highlights how movement and mood are expressed through words like bouncing and merrily, helping us paint a vivid picture of the scene and connect it to the overall story. The author describes a scene where a boy has lost his ball and is standing there in silence, seemingly upset or confused. But what's interesting is that I actually saw the ball itself. Instead of being lost or stuck, the ball was happily jumping and heading straight towards the port. Now, imagine that. It's almost as if the ball has a mind of its own, moving joyfully and purposefully. And now the ball is in the water, drifting away. So the question is, what do you think the boy is going to do next? Will he chase after it? Will he let it go? This moment really highlights a key idea. Sometimes what seems lost to us isn't really gone, and things can take unexpected yet positive turns. It ties back to our overall theme about perception, resilience, and the importance of looking beyond the surface to see what's truly happening. Now, let's focus on the boy's emotional reaction, particularly his grief. When the boy loses his ball in the water, he feels a deep sense of sorrow and grief. You can see how this ultimate shaking grief leaves him standing rigid and trembling. It's as if he's frozen in that moment, staring down into the harbor where his beloved ball disappeared. This feeling of loss is so intense that even when someone tells him there are other balls, like a dime or another one, he feels those are worthless compared to the one he lost. The key point here is that his grief isn't about the physical object itself, but about what the ball represents, perhaps childhood memories, innocence, or a sense of security. This moment teaches us an important lesson. Sometimes, loss is so profound that no replacement can truly heal it. The boy's realization that he should be more careful highlights the importance of valuing what we have before it's gone. So, in this scene, we see how grief can fix us in place, making us reflect deeply on our responsibilities and the value of our possessions, especially those we hold dear. The Greek word episteme means knowledge, and that's a key idea here. The poet rightly says that the world grabs what we have. Losing things is very common. It's part of life. Once we lose something, it's often very hard to get it back. And here's an important point. We can't buy everything with money. Money is external. It's not the true measure of what we value. Think about the boy in the story. He loses his ball. Through that loss, he gains something deeper, knowledge of how to stand up again, how to recover. That's what I want you to see. Every man, every person must learn how to stand up in difficult situations. That's a crucial life lesson. This is what we call epistemology, the study of knowledge itself. It's about understanding what we learn from loss, from setbacks. The conclusion here is that possessions are things with which feelings are not attached. External things, possessions, are fleeting. They can be lost, hopelessly, desperately even, but the real learning comes from how we respond. The key takeaway is ownership isn't just about possession, it's about understanding what's truly valuable. In a world full of possessions, people will always take things, like the ball, and no one can buy back what's lost. Money can't buy back the ball or the lessons that come with losing it. So, when we see the boy behind his desperate eyes, learning the epistemology of loss, we see him learning how to stand up, knowing that this is something every man must know, often many times over in life. That's the real lesson here. Resilience, understanding, and growth come from loss, not possessions.